start by taking a moment to acknowledge the generous supporters that have helped us to create this exciting moment for our state. Not only are we introducing a new conversation about how we can partner to solve the challenges of our state, we are also showcasing the many ways that higher education changes people's lives for the better, including my own, and inspires them to a life of giving back to our state. So I'd like to take this time to personally thank the Oregon Community Foundation, the University of Oregon, Oregon State University and their foundation, Portland State, Bridget asked us all to share our stories, and I'll go ahead and share mine. I'll start at the age of 14, when my family visited the Smoky Mountains Wilderness, National Park in North Carolina. I left that week together with my family, firmly committed that I wanted to dedicate my professional life to forest conservation. I fell in love with the wilderness, fell in love with the forest, the water, the wildlife, and I really in my heart had enlisted to a cause, and a cause of forest conservation. Exactly what I had enlisted to, though, remained a mystery because I really didn't know much about forests. I didn't know much about much beyond the zip code in which I had grown up. I was born in the Bronx. I'd moved down to Tampa, Florida, not a very forested area. But I had this strong passion for conserving forests, but really didn't know where to begin and really didn't know what to do. Now, the good news was that we had a really premier forestry school down the highway. The bad news is I just didn't have any financial resources or any means to pursue an education in forestry and really pursue my dreams. The great news, however, was that there were a number of people that were willing to invest in me, a number of people that were willing to take a chance and invest in a kid with a dream, whether it was the state that was willing to provide subsidies to fund my education, or the federal government with Pell Grants and Stafford loans, or even private philanthropists that provided scholarships for me to fund my way through college, including one philanthropist who, believe it or not, personally funded my entire graduate school, just out of the goodness of his heart. So all this generosity allowed me to interact with really world-class professors, very dedicated faculty, very dedicated administrators that allowed a kid that really had no background or knowledge of what I was going to try to do to protect America's forests, and helped me to become an educated citizen. And so I think 10 years later, so the Smoky Mountains happened at age 14, by the time I was 24, 10 years later, I had emerged with not only one degree, but 2 degrees. I had a master's degree as well as an undergraduate degree in forestry, both from state universities. And really, I was loaded for bear. My professors, administrators had really infused in me a passion to really look at my career as a life's work and as a mission and not simply a paycheck. And I was really very, very well prepared for the next 20 years. And as I look back over those last 20 years, I've had a role in starting 3 organizations that have done a lot to conserve America's forests. I've been at the table on renewable energy policy, global warming policy. I've overseen millions of acres in one of the largest private timber companies in the world. And I owe all that to the public education that I received and the willingness of generous taxpayers as well as donors to take a chance on me and invest in me. And I stand here very grateful. And I want to say thank you to all of you for coming here today and showing your support for higher education here in Oregon. And I want to echo Bridget's request to please leave this room and carry the gospel out there, and let's create a college-going culture here in Oregon.